Hi there, I'm Claire, if we don't know each other already. You can find me at clairemckinnon.com. And today I want to share with you an experience I've had in the last week that has really drummed home to me again some perspectives on what can affect our ability to be authentic in different situations, to not hold back. A lot of my clients want to work with me because they want to develop their ability to be more courageous, to be bolder in their leadership. And this is a journey I continue to be on. If you know anything about me, part of my story is I really regret not doing that more when I was in corporate leadership roles. So I'm going to share what happened and just some of the learnings I am taking from that in the hopes that it's useful to you. So I was interviewed about a week ago by one of my mentors, Tad Hargrave, who is wonderful. If you're an entrepreneur, I really suggest you check his work out. But he wanted to interview me in front of his audience, and he invited me to talk about the kind of work I do and my views on why I do it, how I do it, the way I do it. It was an invitation to really express a lot of opinions. Now, I noticed that going into that, I had a few nerves. I haven't spoken in front of an audience as big as Tad's before. He's got a big following. And the only time I've done an interview in that setting before, I've done a couple, was on a couple of podcasts. And actually, I really didn't enjoy it. And I did completely over-edit and over-filter myself. So if I'm honest, I've been avoiding those situations. But I went into this one and I've had a very different experience, because what happened was that I decided it was safe to express my opinions probably more openly than I ever have done before in a public space, about what I believe some of the problems are in the corporate world, some systemic issues that I faced and that a lot of my clients face, and the approach to my work. I talked about some of the things I think are utter bullshit in the coaching industry, and what I believe people really need to step into if they're interested in developing their leadership. And I found myself in this kind of flow, and I just felt this kind of freedom to express all of it in a way I haven't before. And it felt amazing, and I had some wonderful feedback, and I want more of that. And what was happening was, of course, I had decided and assumed it was safe to do that. But of course, the environment contributed to that. So Tad is a wonderful human being. He's a skillful facilitator. His agenda was to bring the best out in me. The people watching were like-minded, heart-led entrepreneurs who share similar values to me. And I could feel their support. Like, I wasn't imagining it, it was there. And I'm separating out these two pieces, what the environment was actually like and what I was choosing to believe about it. Because both of these play in. And when you work in a big organisation, when you're inside an organisation navigating all the politics, the truth is that you will be in situations, I hope not a lot of the time, but it might be a lot of the time, that don't feel safe, where the behaviour you are experiencing from other people, the vibe you are getting from them, does not feel good. That can look lots of different ways. It might look like folded arms. It might look like people not listening, people cutting across. A lot of women I work with describe, expressing an opinion, it being completely discounted, and then someone else expressing the same opinion again. Some of these things do happen. They're not in our imaginations. There are systemic issues at play. and people behaving in ways that aren't ideal because they're humans and we're not perfect, and that's what happens. But there's this kind of reality you may be faced with. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that when we go into environments that don't feel good because of what is actually happening, that can trigger us. It can trigger fear-based responses in us. I have delivered workshops in organisations, and I'm not kidding you. I'm not actually sure why I've been paid to do that, because it's usually where people are being made to do something. But I've walked in and I have been met with a row of folded arms. It's really clear a lot of people don't want to be there. And I have to work really, really hard at kind of making it safe for myself. Yes, making it safe for myself, because that is actually what we need to do. And what I mean by that, and this is the second part, is we have to choose how, I guess, we're seeing that situation. We have to choose the assumptions we are making. So I'll give you an example, using that latter example of what do I do when I walk into a training room and it looks as though perhaps half the people don't want to be there. I choose to believe that behaviour, that whatever it is it's presenting, I keep doing this, folded arms, isn't about me. I choose to believe and assume that maybe these people have had bad experiences in the past of training. Maybe they're busy. But I choose to believe that there's some value in them being here. And I kind of step into the energy of, okay, and I'm going to offer them value and they will take what they need. And that allows me to enjoy what I'm doing and connect with those people better. And it just feels more authentic. So if you are in situations where you find it harder to kind of bring your best, I think what we're talking about here is quite intangible, but you know when you're being the best version of you. If you're in situations where it feels hard to do that, firstly, I want to acknowledge maybe there's some reasons it feels like that. Maybe you are faced with behaviours that are hard. But secondly, it can be really useful to get curious about what it is you are assuming about that situation and just look at that, because actually if you tweak that, it can really change how it feels for you, and then of course it changes how you come across. I've got a free workbook on this actually on my website, so if this is something that you'd like to dig into a bit more, you can go on there and have a look. I hope this has been useful. Another way you can find out more about these kind of topics is by joining my email list. I run regular free workshops, all designed to help you grow your leadership in a way that feels authentic. I do what I do because I want to help people find greater joy and meaning in their roles within big organisations, so that they can have the impact they want to and help their organisations be a greater force for good. So thank you for listening, for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.